Hello, YouTube. I am Unca Crunk, your standard issue purple monster of a certain age who plays games on the internet. In the previous episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, we started our investigation following day one of Lana Skyle's trial to find even more disparities in the timing of events and even discovered a potential motive for Goodman's murder. Today, we continue our investigations, beginning with the evidence room where Goodman was allegedly being murdered by Officer Meekins at the same time that he was allegedly being murdered 30 minutes away by Chief Prosecutor Sky. February 23rd, Evidence Room Sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So, this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Oh, hi. Whoa! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. Yeah, well, I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead. Investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out. Yeah, it's true. So Chief of Police can't. Will loan anyone $50? Even me? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for the day? Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're a boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Evidence room floor plans added to the court record. Scene of the stabbing of a detective at the PD. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're a boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again. I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Of course. I am a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using their ID card? Which you have a habit of losing? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Oh, okay. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. So the only locker we can open is our own. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handle is a sensor. And if the wrong person touches it, zap! You get a shock. If that's what happened, my end would be black and smoking every day. In any case, The locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Huh. Okay. Indicator lamp lights up when it's opened. Alright. I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee right now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. Let's see. Have a look around. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was open recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. God checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck for about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. You're going to talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. Rude. This place is stuffed with evidence. Stuffed with dreams. I'm not so sure about the dreams. Maybe a few nightmares. It won't open. Did you really think it would? Hey, pal. Our security is high-tech around here. Oh, good. I thought I was going to have to go through every one of those. Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner. That looks like a car door. There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away. Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing. He's been shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. What a sorry-looking fishing pole that is. Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal, that's the metal detector. The one that led to the solving of that case out on Gourd Lake, remember? All right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. It was 2 months. And, I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it will come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. That cheap-looking box? Can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. Gotta look at their heart. Okay. Why is there paint here? What is the saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression. True art? I noticed that there's a I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Oh, the blue badger. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the blue badger? Well, you might say this is my studio. Here, in the evidence room? Is that a bloody handprint? What's this? Blood! It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. Looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright, what if there are other bloodstains left in the room? We should use her testing fluid to check it out. But first... Look, this one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker? Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Someone left a glove here, but only one. SL9, number 11. Okay, so this was also part of the investigation that led to all of this. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know? I mean, SL9? It does have a tag on it. Okay. Extremely thin rubber glove. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case. The case? The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. Let's take a closer look. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together? Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like a bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Okay. Oh, wait, that's a handle. Okay, that's the top. Oh. There it is. Okay. Still have one piece missing. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, doesn't look like the most stable kind of jaw. I kind of understand how it got broken. Okay. Also looks like there's blood on it. There are two things that bother me. One, why are some of the pieces missing? Two, doesn't it seem a little unstable? No wonder it broke. I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jar. Alright, now, this stuff. Ah, blood. All right, I have to spray it 3 times. That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. Not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. I knew it. This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker, it's mine. It's yours. Please, you have to help me. When they come to take me away, promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective. Okay, I think that's every... Oh. Slide. Oh, another one. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. That's probably everything. Yep. I'm pretty sure that's everything. Nope. Oh, wait. Yeah, this. Did you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time. Whoa! What is it? That second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth! What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? ID card record updated. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? At 4:40 p.m. Okay. He was killed. I also want to know who the last number is. 440. Oh, hang on. How about this? Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Now that was a bloody, violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? A serial killing. Serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors? About forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So that switchblade knife... The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself. Hey, pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to give them my report for the day. It might help, you know. Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Okay. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Oh, what are you doing here? Ah, yes. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Oh, hello. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. Oh. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think the whole thing is really taking a toll on him. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Oh, good. Concealing evidence? Yes. Apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Speaking of... Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However... Something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you, why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still. Wow. Never seen him this out of sorts. Oh, right. This thing. Oh, right. I'd better check this now. As I was saying, what's this? A record of ID card usage. Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? It was almost 30 minutes before. Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. Oh, okay. That's something I misunderstood. In the last case, in the last trial, Von Karma was taking evidence out of, well, obviously a different room, but it was for a case that hadn't been solved. These evidence lockers are for cases that have been solved. Okay. I was confused. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better make a note of it. Unrelated evidence. Screwdriver. Added to the court record. I bet it's not unrelated at all. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. I don't know, maybe this? I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on. The SL9 incident. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. You must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the Deputy Chief of Police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago, too. Ah! He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science. Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, huh? Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints? It's being chemically treated for better adhesion. But for me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. I mean that. Do not thank me for this. Here, take your powder in these fingerprint files, and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Fingerprinting set and fingerprint file received. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. 2, actually. Let's go! Woo! The hunt is on. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective evidence's locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So, let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. Let's try this one. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With this, see? Ah, it looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? With E. Exciting, I know. I'm going to try X. Imagine you're blowing out a birthday cake. Oh, imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. It might take some getting used to, though. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I'd better give it a try. This was probably different. Wait. Oh, it is. Okay, it's Y. I'm pressing Y. I'm guessing that this was different on the Nintendo DS. Okay, there it is. Aha! You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? It means that the perp was wearing a glove. I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely. Oh, I see it. It seems like there's some fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. Wait, what? Oh, I think I accidentally hit B. Hey, there's a fingerprint. What? I think I'd like to try one of the other fingerprints. What? I guess I didn't get enough of the fingerprint. Okay, there, maybe that's enough. Okay, I think I see what I have to do. Or not. Okay, there. Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling. It didn't have to be this clear. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. You're not kidding. Let's match it up right away. So, we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth and point out the person you think left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I can make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Oh, come shoot. There he is. Yeah. Yeah, it's him. So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking so what. Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. It's okay, I know where to look. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Right! There was a handprint here. Okay, want to try using this? There go her eyes sparkling again. Check for prints. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Oh. About right about there. Oh, no, it's going to turn yellow, isn't it? Maybe not. Oh, it did. Oh, okay. Why didn't it do that the first time I passed over it? Okay, there's part of it. Okay, hopefully that's good enough. Yay, it is. All right, now let's start looking. Hang on. Oh, Mr. Officer Jake Marshall, what have you been up to? Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall? Okay. That's got to be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction, the blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall? It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. To be continued. Okay, so we've got Marshall's prints where part of a bloody handprint was wiped away at the crime scene. That's pretty suspicious given he absolutely has a motive. It's a start, but it's nowhere near enough, no matter what Phoenix thinks about it being decisive evidence. Marshall guards that evidence room, so even though he's not a detective, he has reasons to go in there. One being telling off detectives who leave evidence hanging out of their lockers. The locker we found his print on has a piece of cloth hanging out of it. Also, with all those cacti in his guard station, he could easily explain away having blood on his hands. Damn. I should have checked the cacti more closely for blood. Anywho, unless they're doing a double misdirect, this is probably yet another red herring. I have absolutely no logical reason for this, but I am suddenly very suspicious of Chief Gant. I hope I'm wrong about that. I'd much rather this be a conspiracy between Marshall and Star. But enough speculation for now. I'm pretty sure we'll have plenty of new information dumped on us at the trial in the next episode. In the meantime, up here is a playlist of all of my Dream Daddy and Dad Dating Simulator videos, and down here is a video that YouTube thinks you'll like. Speaking of, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!